Welcome to how to build a compost toilet system. I'm going to have you along to build one more of these height extensions for that compost. This one I think probably has 8 sides on it. This one is going to have 9 sides, as one does. As an aside, my neighbor left a broken black water tank for a camper on the road. It fell out of their pickup, intentionally or otherwise. So I'm going to clean that out on their behalf and burn the plastic over there in my weed pile one of these days. So I'm lucky, I guess, to have neighbors that are weird like me, so I fit right in. But anyway, I'm going to walk you through a little bit of math, and let me pause before I can think about what I'm saying. I'm going to talk a little bit about math, and so that angle there, I'm going to point out how to, well, I'll point it out when I have the paper in front of me. We're going to have that angle to look at, and then I'm going to have this length to look at on paper. And so my diameter, I'm looking at the inside diameter here, 68 inches. And so I forgot to say, I'm weird, but I don't throw my septage on the road on accident or otherwise. So what is the length of the polygon side? How long for just one side? Given I want 9 sides on my compost, as one does, and the radius came out to 34 inches, and the formula here is 2, and that's because there's 2 right triangles for every side. So 2, number of sides, radius, sine, pi divided by the number of sides, and the whole thing divided by the number of sides. So that came out to 23¼ inches. And I want to know how, what angle that's going to be when I cut my 2x4, when I rip cut my 2x4. That's 360 degrees divided by 2 angles per 2x2 divided by number of sides, which is 9. 360 divided by 18 is 20 degrees. Okay, so with a speed square on the end of the board, get 20 degrees, and using the level to extend the length of the board to get the angle. This is just eyeballing it. And I'm using a fairly straight board as well. So that comes out to 1.5 inches on this side, so I'll mark it in 2 other places. Inch and a half. Put a straight edge on it and mark it. Rotate the base on the skill saw to 20 degrees. Tighten the lever back down. And cut along. Cut along the line like so. Keep your hands out of the spinny thing. Now we have a 2x4 rip cut at 20 degrees. Take one of the sides, flip it over, might need to be more careful to cut straight, but this is going to work, I'm sure. Now when you screw the boards together, that's going to be the right angle to get to be the corner for the 9 sides of the height extension. And switching over to how I built the compost toilet. The bottom, no. Overall, let's have a peek inside to see what's going on. So these are 2x2s, just like you saw me rip cut those other 2x4s in half. That's what I did here as well, but at 90 degrees, not 20 degrees. And there's, for every, at the edge of every board, there's a 2x2. And it's just screwed in with wood screws. And the bottom dimension, going both ways, was the diameter of the bucket plus 1/4 of an inch, so that I can move my bucket around. And the height of all of the sides was the height of the bucket plus 1/4 of an inch, maybe 1/8 of an inch, something like that. So the bucket would sit down inside of there. Use 1/8 of an inch at least, 1/8 to 1/4 of an inch. And it was also 1/2 of an inch taller than the bucket to account for the height of the bottom piece of plywood. If that makes sense. So an inch, sorry, 3/4 of an inch taller than the bucket is what all 4 sides are for the height. In the front, the length was the length of the bottom plus 1/2 of an inch 2 times for the sides, right? That's not what I did. That looks kind of ugly. See how that line is right there? That's not what I did, but you can make it look nice by making it 1 inch longer than the bottom to cover up the sides. Then on both sides, you'll have the same as the front, but it'll be 1/2 of an inch less. It'll be enough to go all the way to the back, but not to the front. This might be a terrible explanation. I hope this is making sense. If you understand, I don't need to tell you, and if you don't understand, then you probably still don't understand. Hopefully, so here, so I'll just put in the back. I'll do it right again. So it's in the back. It's the same length as the bottom of the bucket. See how I'm holding the tape measure back 1/2 of an inch, and it's only going to right there in the back. So by the length of the plywood, it's shortest in back, 1/2 as short on both sides, and and 1 inch longer in the front. And the top is longer than the bottom by 1 inch both ways to account for the length of the plywood. I had to drill 2 holes here to get the toilet seat bolts in. And I drilled a hole somewhere inside of this hole so that I could stick my jigsaw blade down in there and then cut out. I also used a jigsaw to cut out some of these 2x2s. I hope that's not too much or too little information for you to be able to build your own compost toilet. Thanks for watching.